Yeah, it is. Yeah, keep going
All right. Hello, folks, and thanks for joining us as we're live here at McDonough Park. Dan Cooter here on Newark Pilots TV as we get you set for action between the Geneva Red Wings and your Newark Pilots. It's the right-hander Hayden Sieg who will start on the mound for the Red Wings, and we saw him in action back when the Pilots picked up their first win of the year at Colburn Park. It was a 12-2 drubbing of the Red Wings. And it was Hayden Sieg who went 4 1/3 innings and gave up 7 earned runs on 7 hits. He'll look for a little bit better of a result here in this one tonight. As we get you set for first pitch.
New York State Senator Ben Helming leading off for the Pilots, playing center field, number 2, Parker Tadlock.
It'll be Parker Tadlock who leads us off here for the Pilots, and he had a big night in the 5-4 walk-off win as he had the walk-off hit in that 5-4 win over the Pioneers yesterday. Tadlock had 3 hits and an RBI in that one. As Sieg throws out the first pitch of this one, and we're underway. Sieg misses with a pair of pitches, and so it's a 2-out count for the Georgetown, Texas native Parker Tadlock to get us going here. Sieg gets this one to catch the inside corner, and so the count goes to 2-1 on Tadlock. Parker Tadlock plays at Angelo State. Strong season at the plate for him. And as we mentioned, a big night for him yesterday. It's a 3-1 count for Parker Tadlock. So he looks at a ball 4 down low, and it's a leadoff walk to get us going in this one.
Third baseman, number 3, Matt Cerfolio.
And a good eye there by Parker Tadlock as he looks at ball 4 there and gets the free pass down to first. It'll be Matt Cerfolio, the third baseman, who stands in now. Cerfolio also had a strong night at the plate in the second game as he had 2 hits and 4 at-bats for the Pilots. Tadlock with plenty of wheels down there at first, as Zach Miller is able to keep that one in front of him. As Hayden Sieg trying to find his command here early in this one. Sieg plays at St. Joseph's. As we mentioned, we saw him back in the 12-2 win the Pilots had earlier in the year. Cerfolio, 9 hits on 24 at-bats here in the early going of the year. In .375 has driven around 3 runs. Sieg misses with another one down low, and so the count runs 2-0 on Cerfolio here. As Sieg has only tossed 1 strike here in the early going. Sieg from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Big man stands at 6'5", 205 on the mound. Sieg just can't seem to get that fastball to rise up in the strike zone as he misses again low, and it's a 3-0 count to Cerfolio. Tadlock over there at first at the leadoff walk. Sieg misses again for ball 4, and so it's back-to-back walks to start us off here at McDonough Park.
Number 10, Alan Murphy.
As Zach Miller will have a talk here with Hayden Sieg as he tries to find his command here. As it's Alan Murphy who will come to the plate for the Pilots. Alan Murphy, we've seen him plenty of times this year, has some clutch hits, and he had another one yesterday. And what was ruled a triple, and with the error past third, was able to reach and score. So it technically wasn't an inside the park home run, but we'll call it that. And it was a big hit for Murphy in the comeback win for the Pilots, a huge one for them to split the doubleheader yesterday. Sieg misses with a fastball outside, and being down here low in the field, it really gives you a better look at where that pitch placement is actually at and what Hayden Sieg is actually throwing, as that one's right down the middle from Sieg, and a couple of cheers from the crowd here at McDonough Park as Sieg finally finds the strike zone. It's 2 walks to get us going here in this one at the top of the first. Pilots with a runner on first and second. Serfolio with the leadoff there as Murphy smacks that one foul. And so he's behind in the count 1-2 now. Serfolio is over there on first. He had a sizable lead on that last foul ball. Parker Tadlock is over at second. Sieg is ready with the 1-2. Misses with this one outside, as Murphy was able to lay off of it. And so the count goes to 2-2 on Murphy. Murphy leads the team in hits and RBIs. He lays off on one high in the strike zone, and so it runs the count full. Murphy has 15 hits on the year and 14 RBIs. 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs for him. Some solid work at the plate. It's a full count. Tadlock is going, and Murphy looks at ball 4, and it's 3 straight walks for Hayden Sieg. As Ty Babin comes to the plate, the DH, and anything in the air to outfield will bring Parker Tadlock home. And right here in McDonough Park earlier in the year, we saw the Pilots get off and running early as they got 4 in the top frame of the first before the Red Wings were able to climb their way back into the game and end up winning 6-5 in extras on a Nick Carnavelli walk-off. So the bases are loaded, and Babin hits one to the second baseman. Could be a double play ball, and it will be. So Hayden Sieg gets the double play. A run will come across to score. As it's Parker Tadlock who touches home plate. And the Pilots take a 1-0 lead. So Hayden Sieg will definitely take that. As there's a runner over at third. It's Matt Serfolio after the double play ball. Xavier Warren comes to the plate now. That one's quite high from Sieg there, but Miller's able to keep it in front of him, and it keeps Serfolio at third. Xavier Warren from Southfield, Michigan. A slider there from Hayden Sieg never came around to touch the plate, and so the count is at 2-0. Warren with 8 RBIs on the year and 14 hits and 51 at-bats for the Pilots. This one fouled off by Warren. So it moves the count to 2-1 as Matt Serfolio is still over on third. It was 3 straight walks for Sieg to start us here, and Parker Tadlock came across to score. And so it's a 1-0 Pilots lead here in the top of the first. Hitters count for Xavier Warren now is it's 3-1. Sieg able to get that one to touch the outside part of the plate. And so it runs the count full here with 2 outs. Big pitch here for Hayden Sieg as he tries to limit the damage that he has caused here in his first inning of work. Sieg ready to go with the payoff. Fouled off by Warren right into the backstop. And so the count will remain full. A late swing there by Xavier Warren, but he's able to fight it off. And so he'll get another go at it. Another payoff here from Sieg. Swing and a miss. And the strikeout ends the inning. So the Pilots get one and strand one. And they lead 1-0 here as we head to the bottom of the first here at McDonough Park. Dan Cooter here on Newark Pilots TV as we welcome you back to McDonough Park. A beautiful evening here in Geneva, New York, as the Red Wings and Pilots do battle here in a Western Division matchup. The Pilots have gotten the better of Geneva here in the early going of the year, as they own the season series 2-1, as we play the 4th game of the year between these two teams. It was 3 straight walks by Hayden Sieg in the top frame of the first that allowed the Pilots to get one around the score. It was Parker Tadlock who scored, and they lead 1-0. It's the Pilots pitcher Matt Walczak, the left-hander, who will be on the mound tonight as he makes his 4th start of the year. It's the 5th time we've seen him, as he's pitched 16 2/3 innings this year. This is Alex Hernandez doing the catching duties for the Pilots. Serfolio is at third, Warren at short, Graham at second, and Walter is at first. In the outfield, Zach Prystash is in left, and Parker Tadlock in center. Alan Murphy is out there in right field. We've seen him in the DH spot a couple times of late. But it's Ty Babin who is in the DH spot tonight, as Walczak tosses in strike one to get us going here in the bottom half of the first. Walczak misses with that one on the inside part of the plate, and so the count is at 1-1 to Knapp, who leads off for the Red Wings here tonight. Brian Knapp from Redwood City, California, plays at Pomona College. Knapp in center field tonight for the Red Wings, and it's a 1-2 count to him. A breaking ball from Walczak. Breaks just a little too much and is low for ball 2, and so the count is even at 2-2 to Brian Knapp. Breaking ball sent into left field. Tadlock chasing it. He dives and he can't make the play. It's going to sneak by as the left fielder Prystash is there to back him up. But a good hit there by Brian Knapp as he got good contact on the breaking ball from Matt Walczak and sent it into left as Parker Tadlock couldn't make the diving play. The sun peeking behind some clouds so we get a better picture for you here as Nick Carnavelli comes to the plate now for the Red Wings, as Knapp is in scoring position to lead us off in the bottom of the first. It's a double for Brian Knapp, as Parker Tadlock just a step too late to that one. This one swung on by Carnavelli, hit high in the air. Hernandez is chasing it, and it's just into the dugout of the Red Wings, as Hernandez couldn't get over there in time. And so it's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Carnavelli. Nick Carnavelli from Lyndhurst, New Jersey, plays at Brookdale. And as we mentioned, he had the walk-off base hit in the bottom half of the 10th in extra innings to walk it off for the Red Wings when we were here at McDonough Park the first time this year. High and tight there from Walczak, and so the count goes to 2-1. Carnavelli hitting .326 on the year with 15 hits and 46 at-bats, has brought around 5 runners to score here so far for the Red Wings. This one swung on by Carnavelli and hit into the backstop, and so it moves the count even at 2-2. Matt Walczak, the left-hander, as we mentioned, making his 4th start of the year, has allowed 8 earned runs on 16 hits. After the foul ball, the count remains at 2-2 for Carnavelli, as Brian Knapp is over at second after the leadoff double. This one swung on by Carnavelli deep to left. Prystash is looking up at it, and it is gone. Nick Carnavelli, a 2-run shot, and the Red Wings are up 2-1 just like that. That went awfully close to hitting the kangaroo sign out there and left, as Zach Prystash looked up and waved goodbye to it. And Nick Carnavelli, a 2-run shot to put the Red Wings up 2-1 here, as there's plenty of fireworks to go around in the early going of this one in McDonough Park. It's Langston Livingston who comes to the plate now for the Red Wings, as there's a buzz in this crowd after that 2-run home run from Nick Carnavelli. It's Carnavelli's first home run as a Red Wing, as Livingston grounds one down to the second baseman, Graham. So the Pilots record the first out of the inning after the double from Knapp and then the home run to left by Nick Carnavelli. And now it's the first baseman, Nick Lebraska. And for Carnavelli, it's his 6th and 7th RBIs of the year. And it quickly puts the Red Wings up 2-1 in this one, as Matt Walczak will have to try and regroup. Big cut there from Lebraska as he fouls that one off, and he's quickly behind in the count 0-2. Lebraska hitting .375 on the year, has 18 hits and 48 at-bats, and he looks at strike 3 there from Walczak as he is retired for the second out of the inning. It's the first strikeout of the evening for Matt Walczak, and it brings Jared Gillis to the plate now. Jared Gillis, the left fielder, grounds this one down to Xavier Warren. It's short. The play over to first, and that'll do it. It's a 2-run home run by Nick Carnavelli, and the Red Wings take a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the second here at McDonough Park. After one inning here at McDonough Park, it's the Geneva Red Wings leading the Newark Pilots 2-1. It's the catcher Alex Hernandez who will lead things off here in the top half of the second. Hayden Sieg, the right-hander, back on the mound for the Red Wings, as he was able to get himself out of the jam after giving up 3 straight walks. It was the bases loaded before he got a double play ball. Hernandez hits one to the left. It's Matt in the shortstop who is underneath to record the out. And so there's one gone here in the top half of the second.
First baseman, number 9, James Walter.
Jake Walter. Saw him get his first home run. The second game of the doubleheader. Walter looks at strike one from Hayden Sieg as he turns out of the way of a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. And so the count goes to 1-1 on Walter. Walter holds off on one that was outside. And so a good eye from Walters. The count goes to 2-1. Walter, 6 hits in for him, and he's been strong at the plate as he's making his 5th appearance of the year for the Pilots. One of the new guys that came to the Pilots late in the season as Walter hits one to right. This one into the gap, looking back, and it is gone. Jake Walter, back-to-back nights, he hits a home run, and this one's to opposite field, right where he hit the one last night. And this game is tied.
Second baseman, number 12, Justin Graham.
That one just hung up in the air and wouldn't stop until it was out of here. And so Jake Walter, back-to-back nights, he hits a solo shot. And we're tied at 2 here. Justin Graham comes to the plate now, batting in the 8th spot for the Pilots here tonight. We've seen him lead off plenty of games for Newark here, but it's Parker Tadlock who's leading off for the Pilots tonight. But Justin Graham is at his normal position down at second. Big cut from Graham as he misses on that one. And so he's behind in the count 1-2 as there's still none gone here. One gone, excuse me, in the top of the second. 2-2 count for Graham now. A picking ball catches the outside corner. And it's the second strikeout for Hayden Sieg of the night. And there's 2 gone here in the top of the second. Bottom of the order for the Pilots is Zach Prystash, who stands in. Prystash, who plays at Kalamazoo College. Batting .333 as he makes his 4th appearance of the year for the Pilots. Has 2 hits and has batted 2 runs in so far for the Pilots. He is an 0-1 count as Hayden Sieg backs off and will reset. Sieg ready to go now with the 0-1 as it misses in the dirt. McKenzie out of the way of that one. The home plate umpire tonight for tonight's contest. Connor McKenzie, familiar with these 2 teams. We've seen him in plenty of Pilots games as he was at Colburn Park for the doubleheader yesterday. A 2-1 count for Zach Prystash now. Swung on high in the air. It's the shortstop, Magadan, who is underneath it, and he will make the catch. So Jake Walter hits a solo shot into right, and he ties us up at 2 as we head to the bottom half of the second here on Newark Pilots TV.
Fans, if you're looking
A tied game at 2 as we head to the bottom half of the second here at Colburn Park as the sun makes a reappearance. There's 2 hits for the Red Wings and 1 for the Pilots. That only hit coming off the bat of Jake Walter. A solo home run. The second one of the game we've seen here at McDonough Park is Nick Carnavelli for the Red Wings hit a 2-run shot back in the bottom half of the first. That briefly put the Red Wings up 2-1. A 1-1 count for Zach Miller as he chops one into right. Underneath it is Alan Murphy, the right fielder, and he's able to make the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the second.
From Point Pleasant, New Jersey, your shortstop, number 24, Evan Magadan.
The shortstop, Evan Magadan, comes to the plate now. Magadan from Point Pleasant, New Jersey, plays at Bucknell. And he's ready to go with 1 out here in the bottom half of the second. First pitch swinging at this one, and he fouls it off out of play to the right. And so it's 1 strike to Magadan now. The 0-1 misses in the dirt from Waltzak, and so it's a 1-1 count. Evan Magadan hitting .275 on the year. He chops this one right to Waltzak, and he's able to snag it. And he'll underhand toss that one over to Walter at first, and there's quickly 2 gone. There's some good reflexes there from the lefty, Matt Waltzak. He's able to grab that one on the 1-hopper and easily guide it over to first. And so with 2 gone, it's Jesse Hall who stands in, batting in the 8th spot for the Red Wings here tonight. Breaking ball falls in there for strike 1 as Waltzak tries to get a quick 1-2-3 inning after giving up the home run to Carnavelli back in the bottom half of the first. Jesse Hall from Tallahassee, Florida, plays at L.B. Wallace College. Big swing and a miss from him, and he's behind in the count 1-2. A good breaking ball there from Matt Waltzak. Catches Jesse Hall by surprise, and here's the 1-2 now. It just misses outside and high, and so the count goes even at 2-2. Pilots head to the top of the order as we welcome you back to McDonough Park as we head to the top of the third. All tied at 2. As Tadlock was walked his first time up and would come around to score. As Tadlock shows bunt here, but holds off of it and takes ball 1. Tadlock not afraid to throw down the bunt. He's stolen 4 bases, so plenty of speed for the 5'7" center from Texas. As he looks at ball 2 upstairs from Hayden Sieg, and so he gets an O here as Hayden Sieg begins his 3rd inning of work. He's given up 1 hit and 2 runs. This one in the dirt. Zach Miller was not able to control it. So the count is 3-0 to Tadlock here. As Hayden Sieg would love to try and avoid a leadoff walk, as he did the same thing to Tadlock in the top of the first. He misses low, and there it is. The broadcaster's jinx as Parker Tadlock gets the free pass down to first on 4 straight balls to lead us off here in the top of the third. And so it's the third baseman, Matt Cerfolio, who was also walked his first time up, coming back to the plate. Tadlock, who has been strong at the plate, 72. Can't say it's a bad decision to walk him with his recent hot streak, as he's now been walked 7 times on the year. Cerfolio looks at ball 1 inside from Hayden Sieg, who, as we mentioned, batting .375, making his 8th appearance of the year for the Pilots. Has 9 hits, as Hayden Sieg is able to get a breaking ball to drop in there for strike 1. So the count is even at 1-1 to Cerfolio. We'll see if Tadlock takes off for second, if he can get a jump here. Really honest one, all tied at 2. A couple of homers in this one from both squads. As Tadlock taken off for second, the throw by Miller. It's in time, and they get him. Beautiful throw from catcher for the Red Wings to steal second. And so there's here in the top of the third now. Cerfolio behind in the count 1-2 to Sieg. And he pops one up into center. Underneath it is Brian Knapp, and he's able to make the catch for out number 2. Amazing how so quick with none gone and a man on first. It can quickly turn into 2 outs as Tadlock was thrown out on a beautiful throw from Zach Miller. And then the next pitch, Cerfolio pops one up into center, and just like that, there's 2 gone. And so it's Allen comes back to the plate. He was walked his first time up. Murphy hitting .341 on the year, as we mentioned, leading in RBIs and hits. So he has found good wood in the bat here recently. He's second on the team in runs as well with 10. Justin Graham leads the pot 14. As Murphy looks at one low from Sieg here. And so the count goes to 1-1. Sieg can't get that one to drop in there. And so Murphy's ahead in the count as he has a hitter's count at 3-1. 2 gone here in the top of the here at McDonough Park between the Red Wings and the Pilots. Breaking ball misses side. As between the first 3 batters, Sieg has walked. Got in on a pitch from Sieg, as it's the 5th walk of the Sieg now. This one misses just outside as a break. This one high from Sieg, and so the count goes to 2-0. Ty Babin, that strikeout man tonight. We saw Grady Wright get victimized by a strikeout as the crowd earned themselves a free taco at Taco Bell at 5-11. 5-12, correction. So the Pilots, as they try to track down Elmira and Geneva here in the Western Division. Murphy on the walk here as this one misses in the dirt. Went off for second, but saw that one was going to miss well low, and so he gets the free. And we'll get a talk here as there's some action in the Red Wings bullpen. Sieg has just been a little all over the place with his deliveries here tonight, as it's the 6th walk for him. As there's runners on first and second with 2 gone here. In case you're just joining us, plenty of action early in this one. It was a 2-run shot to right by Nick Carnavelli that opened the floodgates for the Red Wings as they took a 2-1 lead. And then it was Jake Walter the first baseman for the Pilots here tonight, who's went opposite field. We saw him do something very similar in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday at Colburn Park. The back solo home runs for him now. Tied at 2 as Xavier Warren comes to the plate. 15 really going to this one. He misses with this one inside to Warren. And Sieg in danger of walking the bases loaded. Connection interruption there. It's a 3-0 count to Xavier Warren now. And he misses again low, and it's 4 straight balls, and it walks the bases loaded. And so looked like Sieg was going to get himself out of the inning nice and easy, but it's 3 straight walks.
Catcher number 6, Alexander Hernandez.
Here to end us off in the top half of the third. It's Alex Hernandez who comes back to the plate. He's 0 for 1. And so Murphy, Babin, as Sieg finally gets a strike to fall in there. It's a breaking ball that Hernandez looks at, and so he gets ahead in the count 0-1. This one misses low, and it puts the count even at 1-1. This one misses low. Miller's able to keep it in front of him, though. As he's able to keep that one in front of him. A 2-1 count now to Alex Hernandez. Right down the middle there from Hayden Sieg. And so the count is at 2-2. Sieg trying to get himself out of the inning as he's walked the bases loaded. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. So Sieg able to get out of the inning unscathed as the score remains 2-2. We head to the bottom of the third. I'm Dan Cooter here on NewarkPilots.tv. Dan Cooter, as we welcome you back here to McDonough Park. It's a tie game at 2 as we head to the bottom half of the third. It's the bottom of the order here as Barr leading off things for the Red Wings, and he hits that one in the right on the first pitch. And so he's in there to begin here in the bottom of the third. There's a good hit for Justin Barr there. Barr from Pensacola, Florida, plays at Central Alabama Community College. And he has himself a leadoff single. As the Red Wings turn over the order here, it's Brian Knapp. 1-for-1 came around to score on that Carnavelli home run. Walczak has it, trying to turn double play. Warren with it, and there won't be a throw as the speedy Knapp is able to get on. So the fielder's choice allows Brian Knapp to get on, but the runner is thrown out at second. As Justin Barr is thrown out after his leadoff single goes to waste here to start us. As a Red Wing. Right in that similar area. The roof sign is. Getting my home runs confused. Walter smacked that one out to right. Carnavelli went with it to left on his home run. Knapp is down at first as there's one gone, an 0-1 count. Big swing and a miss there from Carnavelli. And so he's behind the count. As there's 2 strikes to him. Walter getting the second out of the inning here. Misses with this one. Is able to jump in front of it. And the count is at 2-2 now to Nick Carnavelli. To retire this thing here, as there's 2 gone, and then Langston Livingston will come back to the plate. He's 0-for-1. Livingston from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Batting .230. The count is still 2-1 to Livingston. 2 gone here in the bottom half of the third. All tied at 2 here at McDonough Park between the Pilots and the Red Wings. Fastball, able to connect on the upstairs part of the plate there. The 2-2 count now. Runners going. Swung on by Livingston and fouled off, and so Knapp will retreat as the count remains at 2-2. And allowed of the inning. Into the... Yep. Temporary fix there for the cameras. We'll fix that up here when the inning comes to a conclusion. Livingston, a 2-2 count to him with 2 gone here in the bottom half of the third. Knapp over at first for the Red Wings. Pitch fouled off again by Livingston. This one high in the air. As Livingston stays alive once again. Livingston, a tough at-bat for him. As we mentioned, hitting .231 on the year for the Red Wings, making his 16th appearance. Oh, they got Walczak on a rundown. Here's the throw to second, the tag, and it's not in time. As Walczak had Knapp, but the Pilots can't execute. Tough pill to swallow for Walczak there, as it could have been an easy third out after a tough at-bat here for Langston Livingston. But Knapp gets lucky and gets himself down to second. So the count is at 2-2 still. as Knapp is in scoring position now for the Red Wings. Breaking ball fouled up high in the air by Livingston. He stays alive once again. Still a 2-2 count here. So Livingston. Walczak ready to go again. This one popped up high and score remains 2-2 here at McDonough Park. We head to the top of the fourth when we come back. Jake Walter leads things off for us here in the top of the fourth as we're all tied at 2 here at McDonough Park between the Pilots and the Red Wings. Walter had a solo home run his last time up. As Sieg is able to get ahead in the now for Walter. Swing and a miss from Walter. And so it's 3 straight balls to start off, Graham. As finally a strike to fall.